Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. New Jersey governor vetoes same-sex marriage bill. The New Jersey state legislature passed a bill that would have legalized same-sex marriage in that state, which was then promptly vetoed by Governor Chris Christie. His reasons? He thinks it should be left up to the people. But since when do we allow popular initiative to decide which rights we guarantee to which people? The Constitution and the Bill of Rights were ratified by state legislatures. The later amendments that guaranteed equal protection under the law and outlawed slavery and opened the voting franchise up to women were ratified by state legislatures. The Voting Rights Act, legislation passed by Congress. The repeal of the ban on gays serving openly in the military, legislation passed by Congress. Why is legalizing same-sex marriage something that needs to be approved directly by the voters? Besides opponents of gay equality sensing their eventual defeat and wanting to forestall the inevitable, I mean. Rick Santorum decides who's a Christian and who isn't. Last week, a speech given by Rick Santorum in 2008 resurfaced. Santorum, speaking at Ave Maria University, said that he considered mainline Protestantism, that's your Methodists, your Episcopalians, your Lutherans, your Presbyterians, generally speaking your least crazy denominations, to be, quote, gone from the world of Christianity. Santorum more recently has also suggested that Barack Obama is a phony Christian, which does make sense when you consider that Obama spent many years attending a church affiliated with the United Church of Christ, which is a mainline Protestant denomination. But Santorum himself is a Catholic, so my question is, who gave a Mary-worshipping papist like him the authority to decide who's a Christian and who ain't? It's 2012 and we're still arguing over contraception. So President Obama wanted to require religious employers to offer contraception coverage in their employee health insurance. But then a bunch of religious employers threw a hissy fit, so Obama caved and offered a compromise. They wouldn't have to pay for the contraception coverage if it was still available to the employees through the insurance companies. That wasn't good enough either, and opponents of the contraception mandate are still bitching that they shouldn't have to cover anything that's against their beliefs. Religious liberty, they cry. And I'm sure they'll continue to hold their breath and stamp their feet until they get their way, but damn, it would be nice if someone would finally call these assholes bluff. I mean, what if, say, Catholic hospitals were required to offer contraception coverage? What would happen? Would they close the hospitals? Sure. Go ahead, church that protected child rapists for decades. Shut down your hospitals too, because you don't want to pay for your female employees to have birth control pills. Really, go on. I want you to. Muslim attacks atheist, judge lectures atheist on religious tolerance. So last year, Ernest Pierce, Pennsylvania director of American Atheists Incorporated, dressed up as Zombie Mohammad and marched in a Halloween parade in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. A Muslim man, Talag el-Bayoumi, ran out of the crowd and assaulted Pierce for mocking his prophet. But here's the best part. The case finally went to trial last week, and the judge, Mark Martin, not only dismissed all the charges against el-Bayoumi, but went on to chastise Pierce for mocking el-Bayoumi's religion. He even critiqued Pierce's costume choice, explaining that, Muslims don't actually believe that Muhammad rose from the dead and walked among the living, which I don't really understand, because there was also a guy in that same parade dressed up as the zombie Pope, and it's not like the actual Pope is... Look, never mind. The point is, mocking someone's religion is not a crime. Beating someone up for mocking yours is. Why do I know more about the law than this fucking judge? Does that seem wrong to anyone else? The secular boogeyman. Republican presidential candidates accuse President Obama of conducting a war on religion. Crazy old coot Pat Robertson warns of a coming atheist dictatorship. Even some Christian Facebook friends of mine wonder why people like Jessica Alquist are trying to take away their rights. Here's the point they all miss. Secular does not mean atheist. Secular means secular. And that is exactly what the government of a free state must be. Secular. Not theist, not atheist, not even agnostic, completely neutral, silent on the subject of religion. That means no banners in public schools praying to any god, and no banners hung in public schools asserting the non-existence of God either. Neutral, not anti-religion, neutral. What is so fucking difficult to grasp about this concept? The hardest part is only picking 5. See you next time.